Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today we are going to talk about a couple of topics such as weird status changes on USCIS website regarding your case situation. We'll also talk about once you get a green card, how can you sponsor your parents. We'll talk about money to India kind of thing, how much is the limit and so on and so forth. These are the things that come to our mind when we are staying here for a long time. We'll talk about the retrogression questions that I'm getting a lot from viewers. What are the things that we should consider and what are my thoughts on that? And several other topics that you will be interested in. And also I'll be announcing the giveaway winner towards the end of the video. So it's jam-packed content as always and you don't want to miss a point. So watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. And for your specific immigration needs, before you take any action, you should hire a competent immigration lawyer. Now first of all, I want to point out that there are affiliate links in the description, so check them out if you are interested in any of those products like Esker and VPN and any of those Amazon links. If you buy any of those products through those links, the channel will get somewhat of a commission. With that said, let's jump into our first topic. Now one of the questions that I get every so often is some people are now getting their green cards in EB1, EB2, even EB3 and any other category. So after you get your green card, many of you are wondering, can I bring our parents here? Of course, you can bring them on the 10-year visitor visa, but some of you are also interested in doing their green cards. Unfortunately, United States does not allow green card holders to sponsor their parents. You'll have to wait until you get your citizenship in order to do so. And the process is very simple after you get your citizenship. So until then, what do you do? Typically, you should apply for your parents' visitor visa and you can get it up to 10 years. So once you have that 10-year re-entry visa, then you don't have to worry about getting them a visa for 10 years. And 10 years is long time. The only caveat in that is your parents cannot stay beyond their I-94 date once they are doing their visit to your place. They get I-94 for say 3 months or 6 months. 6 months is very common to get an I-94 on a visitor visa, and during that time your parents can apply for an extension in certain circumstances, but they are free to go and return after 6 months. So they have the visa for 10 years and that is enough time for you to become a citizen after you have a green card. And once you become a citizen, you can sponsor your parents to get their green card as well. That's just the first topic that I wanted to cover. Now you may ask, can a green card holder sponsor their siblings like brothers and sisters? The answer is no. Actually, similar to parents, the green card holders have to become a citizen at some point and then they can apply for their parents as well as their siblings green card. Now who can green card actually apply for their permanent residency? The only people who they can apply for is their spouse and their children, unmarried children under 21 years of age. So those are the only two close relatives that a green card holder can sponsor for permanent residency in the United States. For everybody else like parents or siblings, you have to wait until you become a citizen before you can sponsor them for a green card. Now another interesting question, and this has been coming very lately, is that you have waited for your green card for a long time, your status has been current in the final action date chart, and you may have either been in the EB2 category or you may have upgraded. Typically I have heard about this from people who have upgraded from EB3 to EB2 category. The only way you can upgrade to EB2 category is if your date is current in EB2 category. So if your final action date is current in EB2 and you have upgraded from EB3 to EB2, the question is, some people are getting a notice or status change on their USCIS case status. The case is pending due to unavailability of a visa number. So how is this possible? Now let me tell you, all kinds of things are happening during this time. USCIS is in an incredible rush to, and they are under a lot of pressure to use these green card numbers available. Now they are making a lot of mistakes. Some of the mistakes that I have told in the past videos is some green cards are being approved without the date being current in the final action chart or even in the final filing date chart. So those people are getting their green card. I at least know a few examples of that. Some other people are getting their green cards right away. Some are just lost in translation because there has been considerable amount of time that has passed and there has been no status on their case. And this is another yet category where people who are current in the final action date chart are getting a notice or status change on their online profile saying that the visa number is not available. Now there are two theories that come to my mind. One, there is pure confusion that is happening at the USCIS, and nobody knows why this is happening. So because of the tremendous amount of workload, tremendous amount of visas that they are going to process between now and end of September, they are bound to make some of these mistakes. My second guess is this might have to do with the block of visa numbers allocation every month. So even if you are current in a particular month, I remember last year when we used to have those interviews with Charlie, he told that every month they would go back to the Department of State and request for certain blocks of visa numbers for that particular month. If the number of visas that were allocated in a particular block for a particular month do not suffice the people who are actually current in that particular month, then there is a possibility that some of the people who are current, even though they are current in the filing date chart, do not have the visa number available for that particular month because there were less amount of visas that were released for that particular month. So this does not mean that you may not get your status changed to again approved or whatever in the next month, because maybe in the next month you will get that visa number in the next block of visa numbers that are released to USCIS to kind of assign. So that is just my guess, that is just my speculation that this might be another reason why this could be happening. So but if you see any weird status coming up in your case status, do let me know in the comment section below or reach out to me on the Patreon. I will try to give you my feedback why this might be happening. Another thing that you can do, and you should definitely do, is reach out to the USCIS on the phone or through ombudsman or through the case status inquiry. Try talking to the tier 2 officer, getting the accurate status of your case. Now another common question that I get is, if your date becomes current in the filing date chart or in the final action date chart, whichever chart USCIS is using for that particular month. Say for instance, the new visa bulletin comes up and you have been waiting for your date to become current. Now for that new visa bulletin particularly, maybe say your date has become just current in the filing date chart and USCIS is using filing date chart, for example. How much time do you have to actually apply for 485? So as I keep mentioning in my videos, you have to apply for within that particular month during which your date is current. So say for instance your date became current in June visa bulletin, June 2022 visa bulletin. You definitely are going to be current from 1st of June to 30th of June, no question about it. You are not current before that, and you may not be current after 30th of June or 1st of July actually, and that might happen because date might retrogress. That is always that chance. What is for 100% guarantee is that if your date has become current in the month of June for the June visa bulletin, your date will 100% remain current from 1st of June to 30th of June. That is 100% guarantee. Now, but say for instance you are not ready to apply for 485 for whatever reason, you don't have your paperwork together or things like that. So question is, how long are you allowed to wait before you apply for your 485? Is there a time limit? To be honest, there is no time limit. As long as your date is current, you can apply for 485. So say for instance your date becomes current on 1st of June, there is no time limit for you to apply for 485. It is in your best interest to apply for 485 within the month of June. But say if you don't have your documents collected, and if your date remains current in July, August, September, October, or any time frame after that, as long as your date remains current, you can apply for 485. There is nowhere does it say that there is a 1 year limit or 6 months limit after your date becomes current to apply for 485. People have waited for years after their date has become current. It used to be that in 2006, 7, 5, those times people went back to India and they never came back until 2012, 2013. And when they came back, they applied for 485. Now see how many years have passed. So there is no limit. As long as your date is current in the visa bulletin, you should be able to apply for 485. Another common question is, now that you have come here, settled here, you still have your parents in India, and there may be occasional requirement for you to send some money to India. So what do you do in that case? Is there any limit to send money from United States to India? No, as such there is no limit. You can send as many dollars as you want, and there are different methods. There is money transfer, wire transfer, Western Union, so many different ways that you can transfer your money. Even in some cases where you have an Indian account in ICICI or over here or HDFC or similar bank which has branch in India as well as in the United States, then money transfer becomes very easy. Now the question is there any limit? Now I have read through this material. I never had a reason for me to send any money to India, but the limit is 14,000 or 15,000. I want to be very clear about it. Let's assume the limit is 15,000. Anything above 15,000 to an individual in India, you'll have to declare it to US or IRS. As long as you are remitting money to one person, the limit is $15,000. If you are remitting to two people, the limit can be the $30,000, and so on. Now this is termed as a gift. There is a typical IRS form. The form name is 709, which you will have to file on top if you are sending any money over and above $15,000 as a gift to a person in India. Now if you are very rich and if you are transferring over 10 to 11 million dollars, then you are paying some tax to the IRS over here before sending it to them, and there will be tax implication in India side as well. I'll make a special video on this transaction. I had made a video on bringing repatriation of money from India to United States. Check out that video on my channel. I'll make a video on sending money from United States to India and what are the tax implications. But this was in a nutshell. Now before we go any further, here is the sponsor video. Now this is their site. Now Exter makes a lot of personal products such as wallets, card holders, and these wallets and card holders are specially made. They are either from leather or they are from the metal, and these are very minimalist card holders. They can hold up to 7 cards, I think. They have the classic collection, they have the carbon fiber collection, there is also a limited edition collection. Now there are also technical sleeves, so if you are minimalistic, if you don't want to carry a wallet, there is also tech sleeves, and there are iPhone cases and so on and so forth. This is a German company and they have sent me some products to review, and I can tell you that just by the feel of it, these are extremely high quality products. The classic collection has this Parliament wallet which they had sent me in the black color, and there is also a Senate card holder that also they have sent me. The best feature of these wallets are there is a button at the bottom of the card holder, which when you press the button, it actually pulls out all the cards like a fan, and you can select each card just by looking at it. So there is no more fiddling into your wallet. Now if you use the link in the description which has my code of Wisdom Trends, you will get a discount on it. So check out these Exter products, they are excellent. So that's Exter, the sponsor of this video. The next topic is, I wanted to remind you of a USCIS alert that came few weeks back, and it has to do with medical submission. Now a lot of questions regarding the medical, when it should be submitted and how it should be submitted. Now the answer is plain and simple. If your date is current in the final action chart, and if you are upgrading your case from EB2 to EB3, you should you are doing interfile and you are also submitting supplement J. If you haven't already submitted your medicals for your EB3 adjustment of status, you should go ahead and file your medicals I-693 at the time of interfile. That would be my opinion. What this will do is this will prevent an additional RFE to be issued by USCIS back to you and spending time and in returning back to them. So that time will be saved. Remember, medicals I-693 is a mandatory requirement without which you cannot get your green card. So make sure you proactively submit it at the time of interfiling. Now if you have watched this video up until this point, I would highly recommend you to like and subscribe this channel, because you will get those notifications of my upcoming videos, and you will also get notifications on my future giveaways. Now another thing that I wanted to kind of mention is that there is some positive news coming out of Congress regarding the America's Children's Act. Remember those children who came as kids, as toddlers, along with their parents, who migrated here on H1B or L1 visa. Now the parents have stayed here for long, like 10, 15, 20 years, and these kids have now grown up. They are now 21 years of age, and in some instances their parents still haven't got their green card. Now as you know, after they turn 21 years of age, they can no longer be on their parents' petition unless their CSPA age is locked in. Now these kids have to self-deport. They have to go on some other visa, either go to Canada or return back to India. So it's a very difficult situation for these kids these people who had come as kids. They have always been in the legal status, and now all of a sudden they find themselves in the hot water of the immigration system. Now there are so many things, good things that are happening to undocumented immigrants and children. So why not do the same thing for the legal immigrants, right? So there is the America's Children's Act, and the California Senator Alex Padilla, he is supporting a bill, America's Children's Act. So some good news may happen before the midterm elections, in my opinion. I don't know how much of these immigration changes will actually pass in the Congress, but let's hope that since this is taking shape, it might have a good ending. Now another point I wanted to stress is there going to be EB2 retrogression? Now if you think about it, few years back there was a quite significant progression for EB3, and all of a sudden a lot of people had to downgrade their petition to take advantage, because the EB3 dates moved as far as 2015, they moved back to 2014, and then they moved back suddenly to 2012. So there was huge retrogression, huge progression, and then the retrogression. Some people are stuck into this cycle, and now we are seeing the same thing happen with EB2. EB2 dates have progressed as far as December 2014. Now some people are asking, and it's natural to be suspicious, will the same retrogression happen to EB2 as it happened to EB3? And that is a fair question. But here's my speculation, and I see two reasons why this retrogression for EB2 will not happen at this point of time. The first one is USCIS is doing things differently. The guys in charge of visa bulletin are now different than what they were at the time of EB3 progression. It's no longer Charlie Oppenheim, it's somebody else, and they are doing things differently. So there's a fresh set of mind, fresh ideas, fresh ways of doing things. So I don't think they are going to follow the same trend that was followed by their predecessor in retrogressing EB3. I don't think EB2 is going to retrogress at this point of time. The second reason I think is because there were spillover numbers from 2020, 2021, 2022. I'm also expecting a lot of spillover numbers this year as well. There will be visa numbers available for EB2, and I see no reason why EB2 will retrogress. Now, is there any politics behind it? Is there some people said that there are people who have been current all along, who applied for 485 back in 2020, 2021, and they are still waiting, and people who applied as recently as January or February, some of them got their green card. Now if you think about it, there is always these people at the end of the spectrum, at the lower end of the spectrum as well as the higher end of the spectrum. Now vast majority, it's like a bell curve. Some people, like 5 or less than 5%, get their green card within like 3 months or 6 months of their date becoming current, and some people are waiting for like year and a half or 2 years, even though their date has been current, and vast majority are in middle, where they are waiting for about a year or just over a year to get their green card. So I don't think there is any conspiracy or there is any kind of politics involved in this. The only politics I think is involved is the USCIS is under tremendous pressure to use these visa numbers for EB category this year, and so they are making lots of mistakes, but they are moving in the positive direction, and I still keep my hope that anybody who has applied for interfile and who is current and whose date is on or before September 1st, 2014 has a very high possibility of getting their green card before end of September this year. So that is just my guess. And that brings me to the last topic of today's video, and that is the winner of the giveaway. Now the giveaway I started about 3 weeks back. I got tremendous response. There are a lot of people who commented, subscribed, liked, and also signed me up on the Instagram and Twitter. So I hope you continue to follow my channel and continue to support. I have given 3 giveaways in the last 6 months, and this has been my biggest push to get to that 70, 80 and 100k subscriber mark. Admittedly, my topics are pretty boring and immigration is not something that you watch YouTube videos for. So understandably, I don't have a lot of subscription still, considering the amount of videos I make. But I still request, if you haven't subscribed and if you have been watching my channel for a while, do consider subscribing and do consider liking, because that keeps me going, keeps the channel going, and that's one of the reasons I am giving these giveaways out. Now the winner for this AirPods 3rd generation is Dipesh Thakur. Now Dipesh, if you are watching this video, you are the winner of the giveaway for AirPods 3rd generation. So congratulations, and do contact me within the next 2 days. I'll put the email on the screen. But Dipesh, if you don't contact me within 2 days, then I'll have to pass it on to the next one on the list. So congratulations, I appreciate your support. Now coming up with this giveaway winner, tedious task. It is difficult to get a list of subscribers who have published themselves as a subscriber. Secondly, I have to go through the comments, I have to go through the likes, data statistics. Also, I have to go through Instagram and my Twitter follower list. Now another challenge that I face is not all the user IDs are same, so I have to go back and see who are the names behind these user ID. So it is a very challenging task. I've spent about 4 hours this morning to come up with a draw for this winner. For the rest of you, don't be disappointed. There will be more giveaways coming very soon. So stick to my channel. If you haven't subscribed and liked, do so right away. And if you like the content of this video, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next one.